What are we doing here? Okay. I'm interviewing myself for what I hope will be the beginning of a series where I can share more of my resources and experiences and the people in my life with as many people as possible. Fear, excitement. I want to say almost like peace. The last time I was doing things on camera, it was obviously like, well, people that don't know, it was in the sphere of politics, so I had to be really careful about what I'm saying. And I think the fear of going on camera talking about the things that I'm going to start talking about now is not being liked for who I really am, for the things that really matter to me. There is no way to talk about these topics without, a certain level of vulnerability that I've never really felt like I've shown, or I think most people don't show. So, yeah, it's scary. It's scary to not be liked. I was really a messed up kid. In high school, middle school, I was a terrible student. I was called stupid by my teachers, by my peers. I was really made fun of a lot. I had the most emails for my behavior sent to my dad in the history of the entire school, of anyone who ever had emails sent to their parents, for getting out of my seat, for causing problems, for causing drama, for dancing in the middle of class. Just, I had really bad ADD. So I kind of was told or taught by my surroundings that I'm not enough and that do not belong to my surroundings, that I'm not smart enough to be in class, that I'm not a good enough student. I grew up in a really difficult household, and I think that as soon as I came to Israel and had an opportunity to show myself what I'm capable of through the army, I started to build this idea of how much power I have to change my life. And it blew my mind, but it was just the beginning. And I think until today, I still have that voice in my head that says, you're not, who are you to tell people how do they live their life? Who are you to even have a good life? So it's a constant work in progress, but I think that the army definitely was the moment where I understood the power I have to change my life, and I started working on myself. You don't have to be energized or excited to do something, you just need a motive. That's literally the word motivation means, have a motive. So I think that when your why is big enough, when you know what you need to do, and you have a motive for doing it, then it overrides all of the discomfort or the laziness or the excuses.
What if it's not a big thing? What if it's a little thing?
Even small things I have a motive for the small things. Waking up in the morning and journaling is a small thing, but over time it adds up. And to me that's significant. I have a motive. There's something at the end of it that I'm looking to get, which is to strengthen my relationship with myself, to listen to my inner dialogue, to understand what's happening in my life in good moments and what's happening in my life in bad moments, and being able to reflect. And I can't do that unless I show up every day and do that on a small basis, on a daily basis, on a small scale. So I think anything in life, if you're looking for motivation, ask yourself, what's my motive? And find a motive that is strong enough for you to commit and to show up and to do things. On days where I forget my worth, I think this question says it all. You forget your worth. So that means that part of you knows your worth. And I think forgetting it doesn't mean that it's not there. It just means that you kind of have to find your way back to it. And finding my way back to it means being still. Really removing the noise and the distractions around me. I try to really connect myself to my innate value as a human being, and look around me and see myself in everything and everyone that's living, and know that my life is a gift and that my value is at 100% at all times, no matter what I do or what I don't do, what I look like. what my career is like. I really try to connect to that innate feeling of value that we all have from the second that we're born. I think that in one of the meditations I do, Tony Robbins talks about how you didn't earn your heart. You just got it. You were just given your heart, the thing that literally keeps you alive. The bottom line is I try to connect back to that idea of I'm alive. That's a gift. That's a miracle. There's a reason. I am worthy enough of being alive. I don't need to do anything. I don't need to impress anyone. I don't need to reach any goal to feel valuable. I just am. My value is never determined on something external, and there's no reason for it to lessen. It should always be fixed. It's always at 100. I think this is actually a great lesson for people going through something difficult right now, that, you know, the events that changed my life the most and that brought me the most, that were the most rewarding, were negative events. And it's funny to say that because I've had incredibly positive events in my life. And the fact that when you ask that question, I start to think of a bunch of negative events that taught me a lot, that I really gained so much from, really reminds you how much value negative events have in your life. That's just a side note. I think that my last relationship really took me to my lowest and eventually brought me to my highest. I think that being hurt so bad by someone else, it took a lot of strength to keep my heart open and have faith in people and trust people and move on. Maximum influence, maximum positive influence, and that's not in numbers, that's also in, you know, in strength. That could be, you know, if the maximum positive influence that I can have in the world will be 5 people, I could die happy, but I have a feeling it's more. And my goal is to reach as many people as possible and change their lives as much as I can in a positive way. And I think that that's why I have motivation that doesn't really end, because there's always more people. There's always more people to help and to serve and to show up for. And I'm a student of life, just like everyone I'm talking to. And I think there's always more to learn, and there's always more to expand on and deepen my knowledge in. And I think that my goal is to be a bridge for people, you know, and really help bridge between all of these things that I'm so interested in understanding and learning and listening to, and just sharing it with them in a way that's as accessible as possible. And that is my biggest motivation in life, is to just share everything and anything that can make people feel just a little bit better and make a little bit more sense of what life is. A lot of the times people come and they will frame what they're looking for with a very specific problem. I'm looking to understand if I need to stay with my boyfriend or girlfriend. I'm looking to understand if I should quit my job. But really, I think people are coming to strengthen their inner voice, because they have all the answers. And anything that I say that's relatable or that, you know, creates this aha moment, it's only because some part of them already knows what I'm saying. And I'm there to wake it up, you know, really bring them back home within themselves. And they always come with something, and we end up really helping them with many, many parts of their life, because I think that is the single best thing, the single best resource people can have in life, is to strengthen their inner voice, to know how to recognize the inner voice that is guiding them to the most pure and right place for them, and to really remove all of the chatter and all of the noise around that voice that is guiding them to their purpose, to their path. People have this, what Oprah calls the disease to please, right? This need to constantly be anxious. Will this person be mad at me? Will this person not like me? Like, how can I make everyone around me happy all the time? And there's no way you're going to show up for the people that you want to show up for the best way you can if you're thinking that way. You have to put yourself first. It's something that I'm still learning the hard way. But it's something that I feel like I'm already at the upward part of the mountain, where you just have to know how to take care of yourself. Part of being selfless is also seeing yourself in everyone. So you're helping everyone from this place of, I see myself in everyone, but I'm also one of those people. I'm also one of those people I need to take care of. I can't skip me. I can't just go focus on how I'm going to help. We are all one, and I am one of you. I need to be strong. I need to feel good. I need to be, ready to serve. So there's no way to do that if you're constantly thinking about everyone else around you or how you're going to serve other people or be selfless. I don't think there's a way of skipping yourself. Because you can, but it won't be sustainable. Eventually, you'll need to disconnect and recharge your batteries. I believe that part of serving others is having your cup full. Have your cup full and overflowing, and with that water that's overflowing, share and serve.
And if you can't fill your cup?
If you can't fill your cup, then you should focus on how to fill your cup.